It's time to suit up, all you Minties, and talk about two Marvel Omnis that are going to be reprinted in the summer of 2022. Find out which ones by watching this video. This video is sponsored by Marvel Comics, so thank you to David Gabriel and the folks at Marvel for sending us advance notification of these two reprints coming out in the summer of 2022. Now, before getting started, please don't forget to share the video and let others know where you get your breaking news in the world of the Marvel Collected Editions. That's right, we have exclusive breaking news, so it's time to celebrate, especially for the people that have been wanting both of these reprints. So smash that like button, ring that bell for notifications, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. All that helps with our YouTube algorithm and our channel keep growing. Alright, so let's talk about the first book that is going to be reprinted. Now, I believe this counts as, I guess, half of one that was on our list. Well, Volume 2 was on our list, but I kind of figured I would reprint Volume 1 first to see what the interest is. So, coming out in the summer of 2022 is a new printing of Fantastic Four by John Byrne, Volume 1. Before going and looking at the content, let's take a look at the standard edition cover. And this standard edition cover is done by none other than John Byrne himself. So this is when John Byrne takes over the Fantastic Four. And before going any further to talk about this era, let's take a look at the content. And I'll put the content down here below. So collecting Marvel Team Up 61 and 62, Marvel 2-in-1 number 50, Fantastic Four 209 to 218, 220 to 221, and 232 to 260, as well as annual number 17, Avengers 233, and Thing number 2. So this is around that era that The Thing was coming out. So if you are not familiar with what I'm talking about, I announced an omnibus of The Thing about a month ago. So that's awesome that they're reprinting this. And hopefully the sales of this will warrant a reprint of Volume 2. Because I think Volume 1 has had 2 printings and Volume 2 has only had 1 printing. And this will be the 3rd printing of Fantastic Four by Byrne, so don't miss out on it this time around in case it's the book that you wanted. Now, before talking about this era and the creators, let's take a look at this direct market cover. And the direct market cover is also supplied by John Byrne. So this is the era when John Byrne came and took over the world's greatest magazine. So he did a couple of fill-in issues, and then eventually that moved on to drawing every single issue, to writing and drawing. It's a big task. So not only do you have John Byrne, but you also have Marv Wolfman's writing in here, Bill Mantlo, Stan Lee, Roger Stern, and of course Chris Claremont, as well as John Byrne writing. And as far as the art, the pencils are done here by John Byrne, and then you also have Jack Kirby and Ron Wilson. So this is the exact same content as was found in the original printing. So it's going to have the exact same printing. And if you've not read this run, it is classic. It's one of my favorite eras of the Fantastic Four. Actually, Volume 2 has a lot of the highs too. Towards the end of this particular omnibus is when it gets really going, and it is so good. But it's a legendary run for that reason, because there's a lot of things that he was doing, a lot of heartbreaking things happening in here. You have the return of classic characters like Annihilus, Doctor Doom, Galactus, and then of course you have someone else joining the Fantastic Four. So the Fantastic Four, the team, the family gets shaken to the core. But a lot of great stories and a lot of phenomenal artwork are found through this particular book. Now, the next book I'm going to be talking about, that one doesn't count as a half. That definitely was on our list, but I'm going to count it as 2 points. Is the math even adding up anymore? I don't know. Because it's not just a new printing. It's not just a reprint. It's an expanded reprint. So like they've done with Squadron Supreme, or they've done with the Eternals, they've expanded the content in this omnibus. So it is my pleasure to announce, I can't wait for everybody to get a chance to finally read this. It's been out of print for a while. Immortal Iron Fist and the Immortal Weapons Omnibus coming out in the summer of 2022. Let's take a look at this standard edition cover. So the standard edition cover here is drawn by David Aja, and that is the same cover that was found in the original printing. And as I mentioned, the original printing has been out of print for quite a number of years. I know they've released complete collections, and I think both of those are out of print, so it's it's perfect timing. I'm so glad that this book is back into print, and not only that, but they added more material. So let's take a look at the content. Speaking of more material, so now it collects Immortal Iron Fist. This is the 2006 series 1 through 27, so surpassing the Ed Brubaker and Matt Fraction run that I think ended with number 16. Immortal Iron Fist Annual number 1, Immortal Iron Fist Orson Randall and the Green Mist of Death one-shot, Immortal Iron Fist The Origin of Danny Rand one-shot, Civil War Choosing Sides, and Immortal Iron Fist Orson Randall and the Death Queen of California one-shot, as well as the Immortal Weapons miniseries, all 5 issues, and the Immortal Weapons sketchbook. All of that contained in one omnibus. Before talking about this era, let's take a look at this direct market cover. The direct market cover here is supplied by Patrick Searcher. And this is one, I think, that they used for the Complete Collection Volume 2 that I was talking about that is now out of print. But to my point that I was making earlier about how groundbreaking this era was, this is Ed Brubaker coming in and taking this obscure character that was around. I mean, he had his own ongoing for a while, and then he had the Power Man and Iron Fist series, but not a lot of people were doing anything with him. So with Matt Fraction, because it wasn't just Ed Brubaker, and Matt Fraction, of course, was the gentleman that wrote Hawkeye. So both of them working together and just doing some groundbreaking stuff with the character of Danny Rand. I don't want to say retconning, they didn't really retcon, but they added a lot to the mythos and the legend of the Iron Fist. And then they're also joined by Jason Aaron, Cullen Bunn, and of course Dwayne Zworzynski, who ended up writing the rest of the run after both of these gentlemen left. Now, the art in here is by David Aja, and David Aja's artwork in this is phenomenal. You also have Travel Foreman, Russ Heath, and Kano, who are just a few of the artists that worked on this particular book. But yes, it is finally coming back into print, and bigger than ever before. So when it gets up in the catalog and when retailers are able to order it, don't forget to set your pre-order for this book so you don't miss out on it. And if you have any questions, leave your questions down below, leave your comments down below, let me know which covers you're going to pick up. And more importantly, everyone, stay healthy and stay safe out there. Much love.